What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Then we got another huge update. I know you guys could probably already tell it's going down just by that title alone. We've got CNN Scott Jennings going absolutely thermonuclear. This newest update is he's silencing the entire CNN panel after exposing Kamala Harris on her lies, guys. I'm excited to get into this and see exactly what's going on. So we're not straight into it. Just make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Before we even get into it, y'all, hit that like button, that subscribe button for your boy. Without further ado, let's jump straight into it, y'all.
I was sort of watching this, holistically. What is she saying? What does she look like? What's on the screen? So at the beginning, when she's talking about Biden and their record, our screen said, this is called the Chiron, the headline at the bottom. It said, Harris stands by Biden administration economic record. She is making it clear that she will embrace and be a continuation of Biden's economic policy, his record, what they've done. She offered no remorse, no regrets, no introspection about anything they've done. She continued to blame inflation on this fantasy price gouging idea. She had no additional thoughts on the economic situation in the country or what they've done beyond just saying, Joe Biden and I have done a great job. Now, if I were the Trump people, I would be salivating over the idea that that's how they are going to run the race. I don't believe it's tenable. I also thought it was interesting that she didn't take any responsibility at the end for telling the American people that Joe Biden was fine and he was strong. When we all know that's not true. That's why he's out of the race, and she's still standing by the idea that he was fine and he's strong and that he's fine today. Nobody believes that, and I just think at some point, then why isn't he running?
Because he's too old.
Oh my goodness, guys. This right here, this is enough to get my viewership on CNN Scott, just to see Scott Jennings being a thorn in their side. He's going to get the truth out there. Did you hear that at the end, guys? They just are so caught up in the lie, the delusional state. They truly believe that she's saying Biden is still capable. Just like Scott Jennings, why is he not in the race? What's going on there? Because he's too old. She had to admit it. Oh my, I love when the libs, the Trump deranged folks on the left have to admit the truth. Like, they deep down behind all that Trump derangement syndrome, they know the truth, and Scott Jennings just forced it out of her, guys. I gotta hear that again. Listen to him.
By the idea that he was fine and he's strong and that he's fine today. Nobody believes that, and I just think at some point, then why isn't he running?
Because he's too old.
That feels so sweet, guys. Scott Jennings does not play. He kept going. Listen to him.
Somebody told her it was a change election, so she showed up with you and changed all of her positions. What will be remembered from that interview was the word salad mess on your question about day one priorities and the fact that she changed, supposedly, everything she used to believe in. That'll be the focus, I think, of Trump, along with her record as vice president in the debate.
All right, everybody.
Somebody told her it was
the word hey, and I'm just being honest. Scott Jennings has told no lie. You can see how there is not much rebuttal to what Scott Jennings is saying because they know it's the truth. They want to try to prop Kamala Harris up, make her look like this brilliant candidate. But when she has disastrous interviews like what she had on CNN, they have to just sit there in silence because they know Scott Jennings is correct, guys. He's not wrong in saying any of the things he's saying, and he is still at it, guys. Check this out.
Why did they vote against it? I mean,
they didn't vote against it. Hold on. Let me jump in here. The vote in the Senate was a manufactured show vote by the Democrats so that some person could go on television about this time of the year and make up a talking point about having a vote in the Senate. That's all it was.
Okay.
Not a single Republican, from Donald Trump to any candidate for the Senate, House, anywhere at any serious level, is running against IVF. Every Republican is running on what Trump has said, which is we're the Republican Party and we support families, and this technology helps people have families, period. Everything else you hear about this from a Democrat is made up, and it is a scare tactic, and I don't believe it is going to work.
Why did they vote against it?
There you go. Scott Jennings calling him out on the lies again, saying this fear mongering from the left is not true. And this is why you need a Scott Jennings on even if it's the most left-wing outlet. This is what, us right-wing perspectives are able to, see and look at. I can tolerate having Scott Jennings, stable mind, someone who's actually living in reality, versus these lunatics, these lefty lunatics. You know, I feel confident, honestly, in with Scott's abilities to be able to combat, get the truth out there, so that these CNN viewers aren't getting just solely lies, gaslight, a bunch of fluff media. And then you guys know I had to hit on this. This is Tim Walz being asked about his stolen valor, lying about being deployed, fighting in a combat zone, carrying a gun in a combat zone when he was pulled prematurely. We got to check this out. Listen to his answers.
Governor Walz, the country is just starting to get to know you. I want to ask you a question about how you've described your service in the National Guard. You said that you carried weapons in war, but you have never deployed actually in a war zone. A campaign official said that you misspoke. Did you?
Well, first of all, I'm incredibly proud. I've done 24 years of wearing the uniform of this country. Equally proud of my service in a public school classroom, whether it's Congress or the governor. My record speaks for itself, but I think people are coming to get to know me. I speak like they do. I speak candidly. I wear my emotions on my sleeves, and I speak especially passionately about our children being shot in schools and around guns. So I think people know me. They know who I am. They know where.
I'm trying to figure out, where did where did Tim Walz, where is he answering this question at, guys? He is not answered whether or not he misspoke or not. And I'm sad that Dana Bash even gave him the option, kind of like walked him into the direction to say, hey, you misspoke, right? That was, his grammar was off. That's what a lot of people have been saying in my comments too. They're like, you can't come after Tim Walz for simply misspeaking. And this was no misspeaking, guys. You got to think, this happened. He said it. And then the years went by before he was caught for his lies. You know, he would have let this go on forever if he was never caught in the lie. You have to think about that part about it. You know, it was no simple mistake. This was intentional.
And around guns. So I think people know me. They know who I am. They know where my heart is. And again, my record has been out there for over 40 years to speak for itself.
And the idea that you said that you were in war. Yeah. Did you misspeak, as the campaign has said?
Yeah, I said we were talking about, in this case, this was after a school shooting, the ideas of carrying these weapons of war. And my wife, the English teacher, told me my grammar is not always correct. But again, if it's not this, it's an attack on my children for showing love for me, or it's an attack on my dog. I'm not going to do that. And the one thing I'll never.
Oh my, cut it out. Now this guy is the victim in this whole, that last thing we need is a victim in the White House, guys. No one likes someone who likes to play the victim all the time. This guy just seems like he just likes to sit and cower and make people throw a pity party for himself. So people will get on and feel bad, like, oh, don't talk bad about Tim. You know, he's a good guy, and he's already pushing that same narrative as Kamala Harris, guys. These campaign advisors are on it. Click. He's saying, hey, they know my record. Like, just already assuming, speaking for the American people, saying that I don't have to prove anything because everyone knows me. They know my character. They know my policy. I don't even have to put my policy on the website, because that has to stop, guys. And until the mainstream media holds these people feet to the fire, especially Tim Walz, Kamala Harris, as far as being transparent and not just assuming that the American people know, we'll never truly have a true understanding of what they actually stand for. It seems like they're just able to slide by that every single time, guys.
Never do is I'll never demean another member's service in any way. I never have, and I never will.
Okay, not Scott. I'm sorry. I keep calling him Scott. Tim Walz is over saying he's not trying to take away any of the honor from our soldiers by lying and saying that he served our country in a war zone. I mean, I just don't see how he's able to draw that conclusion right there. Let's get into this. This is more on Tim Walz and his deployment. This is really sickening to see. You know, he's trying to strip away that honor from our true veterans that have been in there and served in combat. Not saying that his service wasn't, appreciated, but the fact that he lied about additional parts of his service is what's very, very distasteful. Listen to this.
When I talk to my constituents in southern Minnesota, and I don't care if they're Republican, Independent, Democrat, it doesn't matter to them. When I tell them, when I was in Afghanistan, you know what our troops were worried about? They were worried about their families' health care, and they were worried about their pensions. I said,
You hear that, guys? When I was in Afghanistan, guys, this guy, he is speaking like, I mean, like, I don't know what other conclusion I'm supposed to draw from you saying when I was in Afghanistan. It always equates back to, okay, you were in a combat zone. You were really, you know, serving your country. You were going up to bat for us, our freedoms. Listen to this guy, and he says it so freely. And then we're seeing, years later, he's coming back saying he misspoke. This doesn't seem like a simple mistake in grammar. He's fluent. He's done this multiple times.
When I talk to my constituents in southern Minnesota, I don't care if they're Republican, Independent, Democrat, it doesn't matter to them. When I tell them, when I was in Afghanistan, you know what our troops were worried about? They were worried about their families' health care, and they were worried about their pensions. I said, do you think that's really what you want them to be worrying about? When their friends and colleagues are being shot on a daily basis, and yet at the end of the day, they have to worry about that. When I talk to my constituents,
guys, I mean, this is just a lie campaign. Kamala Harris, Tim Walz are the biggest lies, pathological liars at this point. It just does not make sense how they're able to continue to go down this road. I hope the media starts holding them accountable, making them answer those questions fully. I'm tired of them just dismissing questions and saying, hey, the American people know how I feel in that situation, or they know my stance. No one knows your position on anything, honestly, because you guys have been such closed door on everything. Guys, hop in the comment section and let me know your thoughts, guys. This is just another example of why Kamala Harris, Tim Walz will be the disaster camp. It's a dumpster fire campaign that's never going to make it. Definitely hop in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. We got Scott Jennings, who just won't let off the gas, guys. CNN has had enough of him. Hop in the comment section. Let me know how you're feeling on him. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you'd enjoy more content like this. I'll catch you guys on the next week.